Hello, and welcome back to BeBrightTarot.ca. You are finding our little spot on the global internet there at our website, BeBrightTarot.ca, Instagram, and the YouTube channel. And I really appreciate y'all liking, subscribing, following, and learning a little bit more about tarot and how it can help you with your self awareness, some self confidence, and just help define some of the energy and the things that might be puzzling you. So yeah, we use tarot to help just build up our own um, self confidence and help us to improve on a daily basis. So this is a week ahead reading for the week of April 21. And if you've seen before, you're going to see that we have 5 cards. And we just kind of go through them each pretty quickly and give you a little bit of guidance for the week. So the first card we draw is the energy for the week. And that is going to be a reversed temperance card. So we're our energy could be a little bit out of balance this week. Our energy and our focus could be really one-sided or limited to something that takes over our attention, and we maybe spend too much, excess time on. And so, we could just be overdoing it a bit. So when we start a new project this week or have an idea or a task, we may be going into it thinking that it has to be all or nothing, it has to be perfect. It has to take up every ounce of our energy. And when we do things like that, it just kind of leads to stress, anxiety, conflict, frustration. So, what are we going to do this week? We're going to watch out for it. We're going to be aware that we may have those feelings, and we stay open to recognizing it. And then when it does happen, we can be aware that we can step back. We can count to 10. We can take 5 deep breaths. We can just put that task down and go do something else for a little bit. If that's the energy where we're going to be kind of just like intense about one thing, and definitely being out of balance, then we just have to be able to recognize that it's happening and just take a moment. All right, the next card tells us a little bit about an opportunity that we might come across, and there is the Four of Swords. That is absolutely the perfect message to help us with that reverse temperance card. We're gonna lay down. We're gonna lay down all those swords, those thoughts, those ideas, those conflicts, those stressing points, and we're gonna take a breather. We're going to sleep on it. We're going to find quiet time. We're going to seek out some solitude. This opportunity is about waiting and planning versus taking action. So let's find a distraction from whatever we've been overdoing, whatever we're overthinking, whatever we're putting too much effort into, and we step back. We do self-care, whatever self-care means to you. It is more than just taking a bubble bath. It's whatever you can do to find some moments to yourself, to think only of yourself for a few minutes. This is we always have FOMO, fear of missing out, but this card really is the opposite of that. It's the joy of missing out. Because when we miss out on something, we don't go to that event, or we say no to taking on another task. Then it gives us the opportunity to refill our well, it gives us the time we need to to step back and to really carefully plan what our next move is going to be, rather than just keep jumping into the next thing. Oh, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to get going on this, we got to tackle this next. Let's just take some moments this week to really plan out the next move. Because when we can do that, then we get more excited about the plan. The plan will come together better, and it'll be more successful. So, yeah, Four of Swords, absolutely one of my favorite cards, because it really is that card for helping, taking the opportunity to take care of yourself, which we never do. Okay, so then this next card is the obstacle for the week. And that is a 7 of Coins reversed. So, this is really about us feeling dissatisfied with the results or the rewards or the progress of some really hard work we've put into something. And we're probably feeling a little bit like it was all for nothing. So we need to decide, if we need to adjust the goal or the expectation of what that reward or results were going to be. Do we need to adjust the processes or the plan? Do we need to go and use this Four of Swords to reset our plan because it's just not working out? Or do we need to decide if it's time to walk away? We sometimes spend a lot of time and energy and resources, like the reversed Temperance, in unproductive work, tasks, projects, processes. We do them and we get into them, and then we seem to can't walk away from them when they're not working great or not really doing what they're supposed to be doing. So let's make sure that the work we've put into it so far has been true and committed. Because if we don't really analyze and say, okay, I thought by now I would have lost 10 pounds. But if I think about it, I probably really didn't go walking 3 times a week. So I'm probably giving up on something that I didn't really truly work very hard on. So we need to just make sure that we don't walk away just because we've been lazy or impatient or have had poor planning, things like that. So, right now we're just feeling dissatisfied with what's come out of our hard work. So we'll need to step back and figure out a little bit more about the plan and the work that's being done. All right, our next card is the Help card. How can we help ourselves, help others? And that's the Knight of Cups. So this card reminds us to follow our heart, our dreams, our desires. Just help yourself by falling head over heels in love with, it could be someone, it could be a project, it could be an idea. But just get inspired, use your creativity. Make sure you use that wonderful Four of Swords to help you make the plan. And a plan that has really clear goals and objectives and really clearly define what your true desires and dreams are. Because if we don't have that really clear plan, that clear end goal, it's so easy to like veer off course, um, off chasing other wonderful ideas and people, and then we're just scattered and we're out of balance again, and then geez, we're dissatisfied with the results again because we're just off track. So reignite your passions, really be clear in what your those dreams and wishes and dream desires are, and go for it. Fall in love with it. Just go with it. um, Figure out that plan to make it happen. All right, and the final card for the week is the action we can take, and that's the Five of Swords. So we could be facing a battle, and like a lot of battles, it's one that nobody truly will win, right? You may come away with as a winner of the argument or whatever it is, but it's probably a pretty hollow win. So knowing that it's a battle that really will have no winner, do we engage or do we walk away? So the advice is generally that it's probably, time to acknowledge that there's some sort of limitation. Um, Maybe you messed up, maybe they messed up, maybe something just randomly happened. There's some sort of limitation. It impacted it. Now you're at a crossroads or at a conflict in battle about it. Let's just acknowledge that shortcoming and move in a new, more beneficial direction. Let's take ourselves out of the situation. Let's leave behind any self doubt or, anything that's holding us back. Let's just take ourselves out of the situation and go somewhere else. If we do choose to battle, then I guess the action is just to not do anything that your future self would regret in the long run. So, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes there are battles to be had, but let's just take positive action on it instead of getting wound up in it. So that's your week ahead for April 21. BeBrightTarot.ca. Like, subscribe, follow Instagram, YouTube, and website. And of course, if you have questions or would like a reading, reach out to me, message me. Would love to hear from you. Would love to chat. Have a great week.